In this video, I'm going to destroy my entire old well system, remove the old pump and install a new pump. With a permanent magnet motor and a very advanced inverter system, I'll show you all the steps, the comparison and the data since I tracked everything including consumption before and after. So if you also have a well, if you also use a pump to provide water, I suggest you stay comfortably seated on your chair or couch and watch the whole video. Thank you and hello to all the farmers. I hope you're all well. I'm Matt the farmer and we're on my farm. And today, as I already told you, we're going to look at a really important aspect, which is water management in particular. We're going to see how I manage my well, which provides water for my entire farm. And we'll focus not only on the pump, but on the entire water management ecosystem. Let's do a quick recap. 3 years ago, I created a well for my farm. I didn't worry too much about which pump to install. I just installed one without worrying or asking for advice. Basically, the point is that I installed a pump that works well, but it really consumes a lot. After years of excessive consumption, but especially with limited power based on my actual usage, I came across Franklin Electric, who make the best pumps on the market. In fact, they are powered by a permanent magnet motor, which allows us to have maximum power with the lowest energy cost.
The permanent magnet motor, compared to the traditional motor, has a different rotor composition. This means that the motor operates at a lower temperature, so it has less friction, and as a result, there is greater energy savings.
In the previous video, we looked at how we size the pump and understood which pump is needed. Today, I'll show you the difference between two types of pumps. One with permanent magnets, the other without. One is not working in optimal conditions, the other is operating on the curve. You'll see that there are some really significant data points that make it worthwhile for you to install a model like this. When we say that a submersible pump is operating on the curve, we mean that it's working at its ideal efficiency point where the flow rate and pressure are balanced. The consumption is optimal and the pump lasts much longer. However, when it doesn't run on the curve, it can be overworked or run dry, using more resources and risking damage or early wear. The goal of this video is simple: to show you a real case, to show you specific cases, because we have kept track of everything. We have mapped the consumption to see the difference. Through this Didelme sensor, which allows us to monitor wirelessly the energy consumption of the pump and show you all the useful steps, including the hydraulic system that was done by a professional plumber.
Following the installation of the new high-efficiency pump, we took the measurements of the data and energy consumption again and compared them with those of the old pump. So we noticed an energy saving of about 30%. We achieved such a high saving thanks to two main factors. The first reason is that the old pump, since it was roughly sized, was working off curve, outside its optimal performance range, and had excessive energy consumption. The second reason is that a Franklin Electric permanent magnet electric pump with an inverter system was installed, which guarantees us high energy savings.
To sum up, I want to end the video with a concrete example. Looking at everything, from the consumption to the differences in consumption to the amount of water I actually have. And above all, you too will be able to benefit from all the experience I've gained over the past few years. That said, let's start with the installation of the pump. The steps taken on the day of assembly were quite simple. The entire system I had built was dismantled and the pump was removed. I have to say, though, it held up well. It was still a fairly new pump, and even though it was working outside its optimal range, it still performed well. We removed all the pump controls, and once that was done, the new pump was installed. We went from this. Let's go inside and see how I managed the spaces and what was done. Let's start with the more electrical part, let's say. We have our entire panel, of course, where the power comes in, and then we have the inverter.
The permanent throttle engine requires the use of an inverter. We have developed an advanced inverter with which we have the ability to manage the system, monitor data in real time, and above all, we offer the possibility of remote assistance.
If we look instead at the more hydraulic part, we kept the system quite similar to the original because we had the same supply lines. Everything was done not with the fittings, let's say the makeshift ones I had used, but with professional fittings. We added an expansion tank so the pump doesn't have to start every time. If the animals drink and half a liter of water goes down, the well pump doesn't start. We put a cap on the well so that nothing can get in under any circumstances. Inside the well, we added a series of pressure gauges. There's a sensor that connects to the inverter so we can map the entire operation. So we've installed the pump, we have the inverter. Now what do we need to do? We've made all our connections. Now let's connect to the inverter through the app. And for the initial setup, we call the headquarters of Franklin Electric. So we'll check all the settings to see if the system works properly, but most importantly, we'll set the working range of our pump. So now let's do the technical tests. I'm going to run and open the various sectors to see if there's enough flow, what the pressure is, and so on. Anyway, now they'll tell me what to do, and that's the nice thing about having technicians on site. Now they're talking directly with Franklin. They're checking exactly what the pump does and what it doesn't do. Let's go open up.
Maybe the users.
See, he's now saying let's open the user since there are various paths and requests. Because I have both the drip and the sprinklers, they operate at different pressures, so I have completely different uses. So it takes a moment because now they'll run all the tests and check the pressure, absorption, all the various things. You see, he's giving him the code so he can connect remotely, any problem. Franklin Electrica can go and check exactly the pump, if it's working, if it's not working well, and so on, and then that's it. Once it's set more or less to the parameters, the system is good. One day, if I need more pressure without any problem, I can either change it manually myself or I can contact them to go and change the pressure and check, especially if it's working. Still in the curve. The setup didn't take very long. In about 40 minutes, they managed to set everything up without any problems. As you can see, they can basically monitor everything about our pump all through the inverter, which is that one there. You see now it's set to 3.5 bars. Now we're doing the tests. You might not see it, but they asked me many questions and to explain how the farm operates and my needs. In short, very interesting. You already asked me about this in the previous video as well, so if you missed it, it's always in the description. This assistance is free. I mean, Franklin doesn't ask you for money to help you set up the pump. Their goal is for the pump to work well. They're professionals who want reliable pumps and satisfied customers.
I would try to open it.
Matteo, can you open an area?
Yes, so let's go give it 1 and 2. That way we should be good. I'm basically running the part. Let's say the one I use the most, right? Exactly.
Let's say a standard operation.
Here.
Marco has opened it. If you can read the pressures, please share the curve too.
See, we're there.
7 cubic meters, now perfect.
Okay, and plus speaker 03. He also tells me the flow rate.
Should we open another area together, Matteo? Yes.
So I'll open this one for you, okay? That way we're here, and I'll open this one for you too.
I see that the pressure stays around.
It dropped slightly because, of course, now the flow will increase a lot more, and so the pressure drops a little bit. Now they work their magic, set up, and it's finished.
Great. Now it's delivering about 9 cubic meters per hour with a pressure of about 1.4 at the head.
Exactly, Pasqua.
We're on a curve.
Okay.
Perfect.
That is that of Io.
Now I would also show with irrigation, not drip irrigation, but with irrigation, the one with its sprinklers.
We're on the curve in both classic and maximum use. Exactly, correct. Yes, excellent. That's it.
Let's turn on the sprinklers briefly.
Sure.
Then let's choose the others.
Hold on a second. Let's open this one. Now the sprinklers are starting, the ones in the garden. I'll go check. I'll go do a
Quick check to see if it's working. There's enough pressure.
The pressure is there and it's enough. Let's figure it out. We're working on the curve. Great. Everything is working perfectly.
I'm out of breath, but
Everything is going up, so I'd say we're perfect.
let's do it. Let's try to close everything now and see. The stop is fine.
Now we're working at 5.
Perfect stop.
Matteo, let's shut everything down. I'm shutting everything down.
So let's shut down the plant.
Afterwards, yes, the bar in the middle was restored.
Perfect. Yes, yes. Afterwards, we always have a little bit more margin, slightly, but I'd say we're good. 0.2.
0.3. It can happen.
So now we've set up our whole system still staying in the curve. Right, exactly, yes.
Correct.
This means that we'll also have optimal energy consumption, not just for usage, but also for the pump. So it will definitely wear out less.
Everything is correct, and you'll always have constant pressure.
It's great in the sense that tomorrow I might have different needs. We need to change some parameters, and we've realized that we can do it remotely as well, right? Yes.
Absolutely perfect.
Thank you. So I can view all the data from the phone app, which is crucial for tracking history. I did this work in the fall. Why? Because during the summer, I want to have the well already operational, especially in spring, summer, and autumn. It's the best time because we don't have any frost yet, so you can still work well. Or there's a lower demand for water. So I can afford to keep the system stopped if needed for 1 or 2 days. The advice I give you is never do this kind of work during the season. Of course, if for any reason something breaks and you have to redo it and so on, you'll do it. In the summer, though, being able to plan ahead is always better. And if you listen now, the pipes are pressurizing and soon you'll hear them venting. But the result is my vegetables, which are excellent. Do you hear that? Let me play one for you. I think it's always beautiful. Basically, it's the moment when they all get pressurized and think that the fundamental thing, especially for greenhouse cultivation, is having water during this period. So I would say it's an excellent result. This is my farm. There are a lot of projects that I'm working on that I do and that I will do in the future. The only thing that never changes is the fact that I share my experience with you, something I want to tell you every day. What is not only true, but also useful for me. And sometimes even changing systems that seem to work or that do work can sometimes lead to a complete improvement. Now I know that someone might say in the comments under the video, but the pump was new, you could have kept going, the system was working, why worry about it? That's exactly the point. I don't want to get to summer without water or with a bunch of extra problems. It's been 3 years and you've seen that the electricity savings are significant. And above all, this is where my grandfather's rule comes in. A job must be done properly, and if you don't do it properly, at night when you go to sleep, you toss and turn on your pillow because deep down you know it wasn't done right. And that's something you'll end up paying for in the future. Grandpa is not to be questioned. Farmer. I hope you enjoyed the video. Anyway, I'll leave the whole history of the videos down here. Go check them out and get an idea for yourself.